Act 3, Scene 1. The scene starts with Mercutio and Benvolio debating who are more hot-tempered. Hot-tempered would mean, in modern terminology, having a short fuse, not being able to rationalize whatever's being done or said, and just reacting blindly with fury to it. So Benvolio is telling Mercutio afterward, I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For now, these hot days, is the mad blood stirring. In modern English, it would mean he is begging Mercutio to let it go and for them to get off the streets, as the Capulets were wandering around, and he was in fear that if they should bump into them, surely there would be a fight that would break out. Mercutio then replies, Thou art like one of those fellows that, when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his sword upon the table and says, God send me no need of thee, and by the operation of a second cup draws it on the drawer when indeed there is no need. So the Shakespearean might seem a bit confusing to some. So let me translate it into our modern English. So what is actually saying in reply, he is not a very fearful guy. He is extremely brave. So what is he saying to Benvolio's fears of running into the Capulets is that he compares Mercutio to one of the guys that walks into a bar, slams his sword on the table, and then says, I never use this sword. By the time he orders the second, he pulls his sword on the body for no reason at all. So he's basically saying or accusing Benvolio of being a coward that would run away from a fight and then cannot make up his mind, does he want to fight or does he not want to fight? So Benvolio asks him, am I like such a fellow? Asking in modern English, am I really like one of those guys? And then, just as Benvolio predicted, Tybalt and other Capulets arrive on the scene, expecting a confrontation. Tybalt and Mercutio taunt, another word for taunt is mock and insult each other, and then they are about to fight. And the insults begin to flow. Tybalt and Mercutio insulting each other. Tybalt says to Mercutio, follow me close, for I will speak to them. Gentleman Gooden, a word with one of you? So he says to his fellow Capulets, follow me closely, I will talk to them, obviously referring to the Montagues. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'd like to have a word with one of you. Mercutio then replies, and but one word with one of us? Couple it with something, make it a word and a blow. Mercutio, what is actually saying in modern English, you just want one word with one of us? Put it together with something else, make it a word and a blow. Obviously, taunting him to a fight. Tybalt replies, you shall find me apt enough to do that, sir, and you will give me occasion. In modern English, you'll find me ready enough to do that, sir, if you give me a reason. Mercutio then replies, could you not take some occasion without giving? Meaning, can't you find a reason without me giving you one? He's basically saying, taunting him that, do you really need me to give you a reason to fight? Can't you fight on your own? Tybalt, Mercutio, thou consorts with Romeo. Meaning, he's accusing Mercutio of hanging out with Romeo. Next on the scene, Romeo enters and he tries to break up the fight between Tybalt and Mercutio. And in such, as he draws his sword as if to do some kind of a separation between the two, he leaves a space where Tybalt actually cowardly gets an opportunity to stab Mercutio. And him and the other Capulets then flee the scene, they leave the scene. It is then up to Romeo to realize that Mercutio actually got stabbed and is lying on the floor. The picture in the next slide will show that. And as Benvolio then leaves with Mercutio to get him medical help, Romeo is basically thinking to himself, what just happened? What just happened to Mercutio? When Romeo realizes that Mercutio is actually dead, that all this is real, he goes into a rage and he tracks Tybalt down. He has a conversation with Tybalt once he reaches him. Tybalt says to him, "Thou wretched boy, that didn't consort him here, shall pay his wretched boy, you hung out with him here, and you're going to go to heaven with him," obviously referring to Mercutio. Romeo then replies, "This shall determine that," meaning the fight that's about to happen will decide who actually dies. They fight, Tybalt falls. Benvolio comes on the scene and he is in shock. He says, "Romeo, away, be gone." He's telling Romeo to get out of this whole scene because obviously he's going to get into trouble. He says, "The citizens are up and Tybalt slain," meaning the citizens are on their way, they are about, and Tybalt is dead. Don't stand there shocked because Romeo is in shock. Everything just happened in a moment of fury. And Romeo says to himself, "Oh, I am fortune's fool," meaning, "Oh, I have awful luck." Benvolio then replies, "Why dost thou stay?" Benvolio is obviously urging him to go away and to flee the scene. As the news is spreading throughout the town, the prince, the Capulets, Lady and Lord Capulets, as well as Lady and Lord Montague, and all the citizens of the town, they arrive on the scene. And the prince is obviously asking what has happened here. And Benvolio replies, "O noble prince, I can discover all the unlucky manage of the fatal brow. There lies the man slain by young Romeo, the slew of thy kinsman brave Mercutio." What he's saying in our modern English is, "O noble prince, I can tell you everything about the unfortunate circumstances of this deadly fight." So he's claiming to be the witness. "Over there, Tybalt is lying. He killed your relative, brave Mercutio, and then young Romeo killed him." So Benvolio is attempting to give the actions as how it happened to the prince, but Lady Capulet is very, very upset. And she shouts, "Tybalt, my cousin! Oh, my brother's child," as Tybalt is her nephew. "Prince," she says, she's referring to the prince. "Prince, oh cousin, husband, oh the blood is spilled of my dear kinsman. Prince, as thou art true, for blood of ours, shed blood of Montague." So she wants blood for blood revenge. "Oh cousin, cousin." In modern English, what she's saying, Tybalt was my nephew. He was my brother's son. "Oh prince, oh nephew, oh husband, oh my nephew is dead." "Oh prince, as you are a man of honor," so she is talking to his authority. She's referring to his authority and reminding him that he needs to take revenge on her behalf and spill blood to get blood. Spill blood to get blood in order to make things fair and justice to prevail. And then the prince then says, "Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?" So the prince is trying to get to the bottom as to who started it. So over here, there's a long explanation as Benvolio is now the witness and the prince wants to know who started the fight. So Benvolio gives the entire account of the actions, the happenings between himself, Mercutio, when the Capulets Tybalt arrived on the scene, and how the whole thing unfolded. And after Benvolio has given his witness account of what has transpired, Lady Capulet, obviously still very upset, seeing her nephew lying there, is trying to say, but he is a friend of the Montague, so obviously he's going to side with Romeo's side in order to make it look as though Romeo had a reason to kill her nephew. So what Lady Capulet says is, he is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false. He speaks not true. Some 20 of them fought in the black strife, and all those 20 could but kill one life. I beg for justice, which thou, Prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live. And there's the very important or very popular saying, Romeo must die. I think there's a name of a movie. So in modern English, what is she saying? She's saying Benvolio is part of the Montague family. His loyals to the Montagues make him tell lies. So she's not believing the witness account of Benvolio. He's not telling the truth. There were 20 Montagues fighting in this awful riot, and together those 20 could only kill one man. I demand justice. You, Prince, are the man who can give me that justice. Romeo killed Tybalt. Romeo must die. So the prince, under pressure, as replying, Romeo slew him, he slew Romeo. Who now the price of their blood doth owe? He is trying to appease her, to satisfy her, because she's obviously in mourning, so in deep and in a deep emotional state. So he's trying to explain to her, but the one killed the other and the reasons why. And then the Montagues replies, not Romeo, Prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes, but what the law should end the life of Tybalt. So in modern English, what the Montagues are saying, not Romeo, Prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His crime did justice's job by taking Tybalt's life. They're trying to justify that because Tybalt killed Mercutio, it goes to show that Romeo had just cause to take revenge and take his life. A decision at the end of the whole ordeal, at the end of the scene, is made, and this is what the prince decides. And for that offence, immediately we do exile him hence. I have an interest in your heart's proceeding. My blood for your rude brawls doth lie a-bleeding, but I'll amerce you with so strong a fine that you shall all repent the loss of mine. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses. So what he's saying is, and for that crime, Romeo's hereby, he orders Romeo to exile from Verona. I'm involved in your rivalry, so he's very much aware of the rivalry between the two families, Montagues and Capulets. Mercutio was my relative, and he lies dead because of your blood, which says he's also reprimanding the two families that are standing there, and he's saying to them that Mercutio was dear to him as well, and look what their feud has caused. I'll punish you so harshly that you'll regret causing me this loss. I won't listen to your pleas or excuses. You can get out of trouble by praying or crying, so don't bother. Tell Romeo to leave the city immediately, or else, if he is found, he will be killed. Take away his body, so do what I say. Showing mercy by pardoning killers only causes more murders. So even though the prince is understanding the issue about blood for blood, that Mercutio was very dear to Romeo, and he was in shock and in rage when he killed Tybalt, he also says that showing mercy and pardoning killers, even though this was kind of justified that Romeo went after Tybalt, Mercutio's killer, he cannot he cannot show mercy on killers, because that is what Romeo has become now, a killer, the murderer of Tybalt. And he says if he does go lenient on him, it will only cause more murders. It will only cause more anger. And that is where the scene ends.